Yo, I know I'm late. I'm very late. I know. I know. I was supposed to be live at 8 o'clock, but my kids had a birthday party, and we not too long got home. I was actually, and my hair looks crazy, but we're here. We're here. Happy Friday, y'all. Happy New Year. I hope that so far 2025 has been amazing for you. It's been amazing for me. Um, like I said, my kids and I are just coming home from a birthday party. It did start snowing, and I was kind of like, I don't know if we're gonna make it, but thankfully it stopped snowing. Even before we left out, it was kind of slowing down. So I'm grateful for that. I hope that you all have had a great week and that you are going to rest and have a amazing weekend. Um, But it's Friday. It's Freedom Friday, and y'all know what that means. Another episode of our Freedom Fridays with Jaleesa the Golden Child podcast. And this month's topic, if you did not get the chance to check out the blog, the topic for this month, okay, please go back downstairs. Okay, please go back downstairs. Thank you. The topic for this month is New Year, Better You. And that came from, you hear all the time, New Year, New Me. No, we're working on transforming ourselves and being a better us. You don't have to be completely new. There are things about you that are amazing. There are habits that you have that are supportive for you. There are, characteristics that you have that are right on point for where you are. But our mission at the Golden Child is to guide you to see and be your most authentic self. That's part of our mission. The other part of our mission is to support you with uncovering and releasing limiting beliefs and unleashing the Golden Child within. This is the year of the Golden Child. This is the year you get to shine as bright as you want to. You get to stop dimming your light for other people. You get to walk into the destiny that you desire and that you deserve. You get to make the impact in the lives of others that you desire. You get to be your most authentic self without feeling like you have to people please, like you have to show up as someone that you're not. You get to choose what this next year gets to look like. And the topic for this week's Freedom Friday is awareness. And it's not just about being aware of your surroundings, it's really about self awareness. How are you showing up? Are you literally just sleepwalking and habitually going through life and doing things out of habit, doing things out of duty, obligation, should? Are you doing things to please other people? My desire for myself and for others is that we're able to really wake up and be aware of where we are each present moment. Each moment is all that we have. So the more aware you can be, the more self-aware you can be, the easier it will be for you to move and navigate through life. Um, I definitely believe that awareness has been the key factor in my life transformation, in just being in a space and place where I can show up and not worry about who's coming or who's showing up or who's not showing up. It's just me being aware of what lights me up in the moment, being aware of what it is that I get to do in each moment, and knowing that there are no mistakes. That everything that I'm doing is exactly what I'm supposed to be doing. So for me, awareness has taken me from a space of chaos and confusion and really desperation. I was so desperate to find my purpose, desperate to figure out what it is that I was supposed to be doing, desperate to, um, be more than my achievements. And being able to go from a space of, like the title, sleepwalking through life, just really surviving. Awareness took me from survival to surrender. That's really what it did for me. It took me from surviving to surrender. To be able to look at myself, look at my life, be present in each moment to say, you know what? No matter what the outcome looks like, no matter what my environment looks like, no matter what my external experience looks and feels like, I can have peace. I can be calm. I can embrace each moment and learn the lesson that is for me to learn. Glean the wisdom, glean the knowledge, and glean the experience so that I can share it with the next person. So for me, awareness has brought me a sense of peace that I never thought was possible. You know, I'm I was born and raised in the church. So you hear about that peace that surpasses all understanding. And that's what awareness has brought me. A peace that surpasses all understanding, and it has strengthened my faith to trust, know, and believe that despite what it might look like or despite what something might feel like, I know that everything is always going to work out for my good. And it always does. Looking back at my life, looking back at situations and circumstances, I can see that I have a track record of success. I have a track record of overcoming. I have a track record of things working out in my favor. It may have taken a week, may have taken a few days, a month, a year, a few years, but every single situation and circumstance, even those traumatic experiences, those experiences where I thought that I would never overcome, that I don't know how it was going to work out, even those things have worked out for my good. And I say all the time that masterpieces require mess. Our lives can be messy, but that doesn't change the fact that you're a masterpiece. That doesn't change the fact that your life is a masterpiece. And even though it may feel messy, it may feel chaotic, it may feel like, I don't know how this is going to work out. You may feel like giving up. You may feel like things are just not going the way that you want them to go, but that is a part of the masterpiece. Even that mess, even that chaos, even that challenge can be used and will be used as a part of the masterpiece that is your life. So, some of the things that have supported me with being more aware are muscle testing. I talk about this in eliminating limiting beliefs. So, if you want to know more about kinesthetic muscle testing, I go into detail about that in that YouTube video. That was one of the events that I did last month. I think it was my last event that I streamed here, but I don't know why this thing is so shaky. But eliminating limiting beliefs that will support you with more understanding around what kinesthetic muscle testing is and what it can do and how it can support you with being more aware, being more present, and making energetically aligned decisions in the moment. So the other thing that has supported me with awareness is EFT tapping. Tapping, excuse me, I just came from outside and it was cold and I didn't have a scarf on. But EFT tapping is also called emotional freedom technique. That is another thing that has supported me with being more aware. Journaling has supported me with awareness, like reflective journaling, being able to have people, spaces, and places where I can just be and I can come and I can share and I can vent where I am and what is going on with me in the moment. Um, What are some other things that have supported me with awareness? I talked about EFT tapping, meditation, yoga. There are a lot of different things that you can tap into to support you with awareness, but human design has also supported me with awareness because I'm more aware of who my most authentic self is, how I was designed. Um, but when it comes to human design, one of the things that has really supported me with is listening to my inner guide, listening to my intuition, knowing that I have sacral authority and my sacral is what lights me up. If you have sacral authority in human design, you have a bodily response, a gut reaction to external stimulus or external energy. And that supports you with knowing whether something is aligned or not aligned for you. Um, so, yeah, those are a few things that have supported me with being more aware, being more aligned, and um, being able to transform myself and transform my life in a short amount of time. In a short amount of time. Awareness literally, I feel like, helps you to quantum leap your change, quantum leap your transformation, quantum leap the results that you desire for your life and for your environment. Um, am I complete? No. What else? Some of the tangible things that when I talk about transformation, YouTube, being on YouTube. Being on YouTube, that was one of the things that awareness has brought me around to be able to trust my intuition, trust my inner guide, to know, okay, let me get on YouTube. Like I took a break from social media, all social media, 2 times in 2024, and um, I was so over it. I was over social media. Like I was so over it, over Instagram, over Facebook, over trying to promote and build my business on social media, building communities, and just feeling like all my efforts were for no reason. Even though I was monetized on Facebook a while ago, it just did not feel aligned. So I took 2 40-day breaks away from social media. And the first time when I got back to it, it was like I kind of hadn't changed. I was still addicted to it. I was still stuck on it. The doom scrolling, constantly spending hours on social media, losing time. But the second time was that the more aware I was of the addiction that I had to it, I took this social media quiz and pause, breathe, reflect. Michael Michael, I can't think of his last name right now, but Michael from Pause, Breathe, Reflect, he has this cell phone wellness check, and I took that quiz, and that helped me to be more aware of what I'm consuming, how much time I'm spending on social media, how much time I'm spending on my phone, and that supported me with being more aware of that the second time around, the second 40-day fast that I did from social media. So the second time around, I was much more intentional about getting back on social media and where I was going to be on social media specifically for my business. So I tapped in and tuned into really what was working and what was not working. I have a calm method, and the C is checking with God. Again, that's awareness. The A is ask for support and or accountability. Asking for support and accountability was, doing the wellness check, having my accountability partners know, this is what I'm doing, this is what I'm trying to do. L is look at what was working. So, in checking to see what was working as far as social media, LinkedIn was one of the places that was working. I was making more connections without having to post on a regular basis. So, I was intentional about, checking in to see, okay, being aware of, okay, I went from, I think within a year, without like reaching out to connect with people, I did here and there. But it was more so when people connected with me, I was sending out a message just to introduce myself and invite them to a connect call with me. And that has helped me to consistently build and consistently get connections on LinkedIn. And some of them have led to partnerships, some of them have led to, friends, some of them have led to nothing. But that experience, I'm getting the word out, I'm making connections, I'm planting seeds. And that's what awareness has done for me. Not focus so much on the outcome, but just to focus on the seeds that I'm planting, just to focus on the present of what I'm doing now that is going to be supportive for me in the future, whether it's a week from now, a month from now, a year from now, 10 years from now. I know that I'm planting seeds. And even with YouTube, I don't, I try not to, I'm not going to say I don't. I try not to focus so much on the numbers, on, who's watching, who's not watching, what the views are on different videos, whatever the case may be. I try not to focus on that. I just try to focus on planting the seeds that are for me to plant and showing up and sharing the things that are aligned for me to share. Um, but like I was saying, the things that awareness have brought me are being more intentional about the relationships that I find myself in with friends, family, men, all of that. I'm much more intentional because I'm much more aware of where I am, what I'm doing, why I'm doing things, versus just doing things out of habit or doing things because that's how I've always done them. So YouTube, social media, relationships, my health, I'm like so freaking proud of myself for how consistent I have been with working out because of awareness. I check in with myself every single morning to see what is aligned. I do muscle testing. I muscle test. I have a list of daily nourishing activities, and in the morning, I will look at the list and check in with muscle testing to see if something is a yes or if something is a no. And again, if you want to, you know, I I'm going to do a course. I'm going to do a course on how I use muscle testing to make decisions. And I literally use it all throughout the day, even in rooms with people. If it's like a networking event, I'll check in beforehand, or as the event is going on, I'll check in to see who is it aligned for me to connect with. And it keeps me from being overwhelmed with everybody in the room, everybody's situation, everybody's story, everybody's offering. I get to hone in and focus on those that are energetically aligned for me to connect with. And again, it helps with the overwhelm, it helps with the decision fatigue, it helps with me being able to cancel out the noise of everything around me, cancel out the ideas of, okay, maybe this person or maybe that person. No, I literally check in to see who is energetically aligned for me to connect with. And that awareness in the moment helps me to be calm and have peace even in a large room of people. Um but going back to my health, I've worked out consistently for the past 3 months, and part of that awareness was, okay, what do I have that I can tap into? What I already have access to that I can tap into that will support me with achieving my goal of being a stronger and healthier me. It wasn't about the weight. It wasn't about, yes, the way that my body looks. I'm loving the way that my body looks and loving the progress that I've made, the way that my clothes fit. Those were like bonuses. It was more so about tapping in and tuning in to be aware of, okay, what do I already have access to that is going to support me with being consistent with my health and wellness goals? And, one of the things that I do, I have a group where we work out together 4 days a week. And I'm usually there all 4 days. And the other days I'll do, I'll check in with my daily nourishing list and see what is aligned for me to do. Um, I'm still not complete. Awareness. Uh, so if you have any questions, excuse me, about awareness, if you have any, you want to know more tips and tools on how to be more aware, feel free to go back and, watch the replay. Because I did give some, ways that I've been supported with becoming and being more aware. Um, But for me, awareness is mindfulness and presence and being tapped in and tuned into your inner guide, your inner authority, God, source, higher power, um, whatever label you give him or it, or them. um, just being tapped in and tuned into your higher power. And knowing that the more aware you are of that voice, the easier life can be. And the more at peace and the more calm you can be. Um, awareness has, going back to my relationships, awareness has made me a better mom, because usually in moments where a meltdown would trigger me, I can be aware of my child's energy and be calm to meet them where they are and give them what they need versus trying to just keep them quiet because I'm triggered or because I'm annoyed or because I'm frustrated. Awareness has given me the gift of being able to release things and release people that no longer serve me in a moment. It has supported me with uncovering and releasing limiting beliefs that held me back for years. It has brought me the ability to say yes to things that are yes and say no to things that are no, because I'm more aware of where I am energetically and what is aligned energetically through muscle testing, through tapping in and tuning into my gut, my sacral. But a lot of muscle testing, definitely a lot of muscle testing. And that is one of the tools that I share with so many people to be more aware, to be more present, to be more aligned with making the most energetically aligned decisions in the moment. Um, as far as business, that awareness has brought me the ability to not focus so much on the outcome, not focus so much on the income, but to focus on the impact and the aligned activities that I get to do on a day-to-day basis, that I get to delegate on a day-to-day basis. It has brought me the ability to be able to do things in my life that I probably wouldn't. Being able to um, financially be able to support myself and my children for these past, I got separated from my ex-husband in 2022. Yeah, May of 2022. Since May of 2022, being able to financially provide for and support for myself and my children. Um, awareness has brought me some dope connections, dope partnerships, dope collaborations. It has supported me with, last year, I did probably over 30 podcast interviews. Probably over 30 podcast interviews. Um, being able to create content, being able to create events and products and services from a space of awareness and intuition is just so much easier and so much more fun. It takes so much less time using muscle testing and being aware of what is being said or what's needed, what's energetically aligned. Um, I know I don't have as much energy today. I literally just took my kids to a birthday party at an indoor playground. I thought it was going to be like low key, because when we first got there, it was snowing when we first got there. So I'm thinking there wasn't going to be a lot of people. It still wasn't a lot of people because they had a private party, but it was live. It was lit, but it was a lot of fun. I'm glad I was able to take my babies. I usually, even in that situation, um, I would have been more fearful of going or more anxious about going had I not been aware, had I not been in tune, had I not been checking in with muscle testing to see what was aligned. I probably would have just stayed home. like out of fear, out of anxiety. Like I don't normally take my kids to stuff like that by myself. Because I have three kids, they're 5, 4, and 2. And going to those indoor playgrounds and stuff can definitely be overwhelming trying to keep my eyes on three kids. But this was one of the smaller indoor playgrounds, so it was much easier to keep my eyes on them and know that they're okay, know that they're safe. Um, so even that, like being able to do stuff like that, being aware has helped me to not be sleepwalking through life. But I'm enjoying life. I'm having fun. I am making the connection